The Game Developers Conference just happened, and we have more info on Intel's own upscaling feature called the XeSS or the Xe Super Sampling. There is a lot of info that Intel shared from where we can get some idea where it stands against the Nvidia DLSS and AMD FSR. Last year, Intel gave us some idea on its super sampling feature XeSS, and it looked as good as the DLSS or at least the FSR. While we can't draw a conclusion merely by the representation by Intel, as we don't have the real benchmarks, XeSS still looks promising with the amount of info Intel has shared till now. There were a number of slides which Intel explained on how XeSS works and what makes it different from the DLSS or the FSR. From what I have understood from these is this: the XeSS will be fully compatible with the Arc GPUs and will work through the dedicated AI acceleration silicon, which is also called XMX or the Xemetric extensions. Unlike FSR 2.0, XeSS will use machine learning and artificial intelligence like DLSS to upscale the image quality. Whether XeSS will work on other graphics cards such as AMD and Nvidia GPUs is something that we will discuss after the explanation of this technology. So stay till the end and don't forget to subscribe as more content is ahead on these features. Now coming back to how XeSS works, the idea is to use AI to upscale a low resolution image into a higher one, and that is without the need for temporal anti-aliasing. That means the XeSS has its own sharpening engine that replaces TAA in the upscaling process, and the end result is free of ghosting or any kinds of shimmering as shown in this footage. Currently, just like Nvidia and AMD, Intel is also having 5 different modes for XeSS. These range from ultra quality to ultra performance. According to Intel, with the ultra quality mode, you can gain as much as 27% performance boost at 4K resolution and up to 21% at 1440p. The performance maxes out at around 2.5 times with the ultra performance mode at both 4K and 1440p resolutions. According to Intel, XeSS uses half the cost for rendering image at 4K resolution, and it has a fixed execution time based on the output resolution, which results around 2.2 times better performance in rendering compared to native 4K. Now from the videos which Intel shared, it does look like XeSS is improving the visual quality and the FPS, but as it was their own presentation, it didn't show any FPS numbers, which might end up being different when the feature comes into the hands of reviewers. However, if we analyze the image quality shown by Intel, this particular example shows the difference between 4K native, XeSS 4K and 1080p. The image is supposedly 4 times magnified, and if you closely compare the 4K native and XeSS 4K, you will see that native 4K image is sharper and clearer, but XeSS is also doing a fair job. In some cases, however, I prefer less sharpening like this one, where the shimmering is too much in the native 4K and the XeSS 4K is providing smoother edges. The image quality at XeSS 4K is more tolerable when zoomed in, but in gameplays where we don't need any zoom, the native 4K will still look better. As far as the compatibility of this feature goes, Intel is not limiting it to just Intel Arc GPUs. While the compatibility will be best with the Arc GPUs, XeSS will also work with graphics cards that support DP4A instruction. This means it will work with Intel XeLP GPUs, AMD RDNA 2 based RX 6000 series GPUs, Nvidia's Pascal Turing and Ampere GPUs as well. This is great news for Nvidia GPU owners who are still using GTX 10 series like myself. Right now, as it was reported previously that Intel wants it to be available for game developers, Intel did release the XeSS SDK for some developers, and it is soon going to be available in titles like Hitman 2, Grid Legends and many more. With the launch of Arc GPUs, we will soon see the reality of XeSS. Meanwhile, AMD is also getting ready for FSR 2.0 in second quarter. I recommend you to watch the video about FSR 2.0 right here. This video explains the difference between FSR 1.0, 2.0 and RSR. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you are new here, and I will see you next time.